I wanted to start with the beginning of this module, the more of the therapeutic relationship. And as we know, the implicit and explicit, that bringing together our ordinary way of thinking and speaking and proceeding, the logical, the sequential, is intricately connected to this deeper implicit way of being and thinking and communicating. And that's happening on this whole other level. And when we drop down into that implicit level of being, where we are more than that sequential, more than that logical, we feel a huge difference in what's happening in therapy. We feel therapy, opens up. There's a kind of clicking in. One of the things that I think about training is a kind of consciousness raising to that experience of something clicking in. So that experience of noticing that little clicking in when we go to the implicit level. That's what we want to pay attention to today, and pay attention to what we notice about that more, that implicit level. When we're talking in this course about the therapeutic us on this level of the implicit is quite different in a way than the therapeutic us on the explicit level. And we're trying to find all different ways into that so that we can learn it, so we can begin to feel more and more at home with it, so we can notice its intricacies. Dimension that I want to talk about today is what I'm going to call the more of the therapeutic relationship. Maybe we could even refer to it as the felt sense of the sacred. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, what does the sacred have to do with the implicit? Are you saying that, or are you saying, yes, of course?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Right.
For me, Lynn, it's difficult to put it into words. I was trying to get into contact with that sense when I feel that is happening, when I'm in contact with the implicit, and it's like something that has to do with much more than myself. It's like all of a sudden I get this further knowledge, as Stephen was saying, that's connected to the universal mind, something that I don't know where it comes from, but I know it's much more than what I'm used to living in my everyday life or everyday moment when I'm in the explicit. So it's difficult to put into words, but there's a sense that's so clear when that's happening. The flow of the rhythm changes, everything changes. It feels like everything is flowing in such an orderly but different order way.
Maybe add to that, both of them, that there's like a mystery quality of awesomeness that happens, I think, when you're in that combined level together, sequencing everything and logicalizing everything. You're just being in some mysterious quality of union that's awesome and dare say holy in a way, you know, and has a certain sacred quality that way. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's a felt sense of something opening up, and there's this kind of breadth and depth and like, oh, and that can happen in the simplest way in therapy, right? That we're going along and then the person is talking about a problem, and then you may notice that that's missing, and you might stop that tiny breath, stop and say, what is that for you? What does that feel like? Or how is that? Or can you say more about the word blah, blah? Or you might just look at the person in a different way. Or you may just remember yourself that quality. And sometimes even remembering it yourself brings the other person to that place. They may slow down, they may pause, they may have a different word.